President Trump is threatening to sanction Iraq after its parliament voted to expel American troops following the airstrike that killed Iran's top commander. CNN's Jumana Karache is live in Baghdad with more on that. What's the situation, Jumana?
Well, Allison, remarkable developments here over the past 72 hours or so. We saw on Sunday the Iraqi parliament passing that vote, basically asking the government here to find a way to ask U.S. forces and coalition forces to leave the country. And, you know, there are some legal questions, procedural questions and issues here because this is a caretaker government, questions about how this is going to actually be implemented. But what is really stunning is we heard from the Iraqi prime minister when he addressed parliament, he actually made the argument for why Parliament should go ahead with this vote, saying that U.S. forces should leave. He said that he's concerned that Iraq is turning into a battleground between Iran and the United States, something they don't want to see. But most importantly, he says this is in the interest of the U.S. and Iraq because they cannot guarantee protecting U.S. forces when they are here on the ground, considering the current situation. And we've heard from President Trump responding in comments to reporters yesterday on Air Force One, saying, speaking about Iraq's decision, saying if they do ask us to leave, if we don't do it in a very friendly basis, we will charge them sanctions like they've never seen before, ever. It'll make Iranian sanctions look somewhat tame. If there's any hostility that they do anything we think is inappropriate, we are going to put sanctions on Iraq, very big sanctions. He's talking about Iraq, one of the U.S.'s key allies in this region. We haven't had reaction yet from the Iraqi government, but you don't expect them to be happy hearing these kinds of threats coming from the United States. And of course, many would say that this really shows disregard for Iraq's sovereignty. And some would question if the president actually knows Iraq's history and that they've had devastating sanctions here in the 90s under Saddam Hussein. Many worry that this will only inflame anti-American sentiments, John.